仲間がいるよ。ゾロ、ナミ、ウソップ、サンジ、チョッパー、ロビー、フランキー、ブルック。僕には仲間がいる。
Luffy isn't the smartest character in One Piece. He doesn't have the deepest philosophy or the most tragic backstory. But what makes him shine is something simple and yet often overlooked. His ability to form bonds that which other characters even say is his greatest strength. Not just friendships, not just alliances, but true brotherhood. Because brotherhood isn't about blood, it's about a choice to stand beside someone through fights, through failures, through victories, and through the loss. And Luffy teaches us that these bonds don't just make life easier, they make life worth living. Luffy's greatest bonds didn't come from planning, they came from chance. Meeting Ace and Sabo wasn't destiny, it was sheer happenstance. That's often how the strongest bonds are formed in real life. Not through searching, but through stumbling upon someone who makes you curious, who makes you think, I want to know them, I want to stand beside them. At first, Ace and Sabo didn't accept him. He wasn't immediately welcomed into their world. And that's the truth about real connection. It's not always instant, it's not always easy, but with effort, patience, and persistence, he earned his place. Because bonds aren't forged by convenience, they're built through authenticity, through showing up again and again, and through being willing to understand and be understood. And later, when Ace died, Luffy shattered. The brotherhood he thought would last forever ended, just like that. But even then, another bond was there to catch him, Jinbei, who reminded him, you still have people left to protect. And that's a deeper truth Luffy's story reflects. The bonds that save you don't always look the same as the ones you lost, but they matter just as much. In real life, think about the friendships you built through planning, but through accident. The co-worker who became a best friend, the stranger who became family, or the bond that took years to form because you had to earn each other's trust. That's the magic of brotherhood. Nowhere else does Luffy's lesson of brotherhood shine brighter than in the Whitebeard War saga. From Saturday to Amazon Lily, from Impel Down to Marineford, every arc tested his bonds, broke them, and then rebuilt them again. At Sabadi, when Kuma scattered the crew, Luffy thought he had lost everyone. For the first time in years, he felt true despair. But later, when he learned he had survived, he also learned something about faith. Even when you're apart, bonds don't vanish. At Amazon Lily, he gained an unlikely ally in Boa Hancock, who would then help him infiltrate Impel Down. And then at Impel Down, he reunited with Bon Clay, a bond he built in so little time, but proven in sacrifice. Bond's choice to stay behind against Magellan wasn't just loyalty, it was proof of how real connection transcends time. And then came Jinbei, a man Luffy barely knew, who became his brother in spirit, protecting him when Enkainu nearly ended his life, carrying him when he was too broken to stand, showing him that sometimes strength isn't found in fighting harder, but in leaning on those who love you. And we cannot end this without mentioning Ace, and that despite all of the efforts in Marineford, after everything he went through, he still failed to save Ace. If somebody was despair in preview, Marineford was despair in full. The death of his brother left him broken, silent, and empty. But in that silence, this is when Jinbei's words cut through. You still have people left.
仲間がいるよ。ゾロ、ナミ、ウソップ、サンジ、チョッパー、ロビン、フランキー、ウルック。僕には仲間がいる。
そうか。
And that's when Luffy led the hardest truth of all. Brotherhood doesn't die with loss. It lives in the ones who remain. For you, and in real life, losing someone you love, a friend, a sibling, a relationship, can make the world feel empty. But often, the people who pull you back up aren't the ones you expect. It might be a friend who checks in at the right time, or a bond you didn't realize had been growing until it carried you when you fell. Luffy teaches us this. Brotherhood isn't something you stumble upon and expect to last forever. It's something you build with effort, trust, and time. With Ace and Sabo, it took patience and consistency. At first, Luffy was brushed off, even rejected, but he kept showing up, real and unshaken. And that persistence turned resistance into trust. That's a lesson for us too. Not every bond clicks right away. The strongest relationships often come from simply showing up again and again as the connection has time to root itself. Then with Bon Clay, it wasn't years, it was sacrifice. Shared struggle compressed what could have taken decades into days. Because when someone is willing to stand with you at your lowest, or even bleed for you, that's when trust becomes unshakable. In life, you might not know someone for long, but one hard season can reveal loyalty deeper than time itself. And lastly with Jinbei, it came from vulnerability. Luffy let himself be broken, grieving, lost, and Jinbei stayed. That's a truth many of us avoid. Bonds deepen when you allow yourself to be seen in weakness. Letting others share your burden doesn't make you weaker, it makes the bond stronger. And that's how life works too. The strongest bonds aren't measured by how long you've known someone. They're defined by what you've endured together, the battles you fought, the moments survived, the trust earned. Because when loss comes, as it always does, brotherhood is what keeps you standing. Even when one bond breaks, others can hold you up. Connection doesn't replace people. It carries them with you while making space for new bonds to grow. Luffy's legacy isn't just about being king of the pirates. It's about the family he chose along the way. The brotherhood he built with Ace and Sabo shaped his heart. The brotherhood he found with Jinbei saved his life. And the brotherhood he continues to form with his crew, Nami, Zoro, Sanji, Usopp, and the rest, is what will carry him to the end of his journey. Brotherhood isn't clean, it's fire. It burns, it scars, it tests you, but it forges something unbreakable in the process. It comes with heartbreak, with sacrifice, with loss so heavy it can shatter you. But it also gives you a love, a loyalty, a strength you could never summon. A hero. That's Luffy's truth. Brotherhood isn't about blood. It's not about destiny. It's not fate choosing for you. It's choice. Your choice. Choosing to trust. Choosing to keep showing up. And choosing to fight for the people who fight for you. And here's the thing. Those choices define you. The people you choose and the people who choose you back will shape who you become. Not through words, but through moments, through effort, through trust, and through love. And if you've ever felt lost, or alone, or like nobody sees you, remember this. The right bonds don't just appear. They're forged, slowly, painfully, but oh so beautifully. In laughter, in tears, in the battles you survive. That's Luffy's legacy. The reminder that even when you fall apart, true brotherhood will pick up the pieces. Not to carry you, but to climb with you. Because when you choose your family, you choose your strength. And thank you for watching. This has been Blessed Visions, where we break down anime into lessons that make you think, feel, and help you grow. If you've ever lost someone close, or if you found strength in an unexpected bond, share your story in the comments. Because brotherhood isn't just an anime lesson, it's a human one. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay blessed.
ありがとう